Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, I got a post here by Anthony Scaramucci I thought I'd share with you because this says a lot. This really does. So I've recently covered a post from Hedera in regards to basically they've released a new product called hashgraph, and this is basically going to be private ledgers that are going to be for financial institutions, right? And I covered this off saying yes, it is very much a big deal. And we've got here Anthony Scaramucci replying to that post, and he says here, impressive to hear what Hedera has been building. The heads down builders will win the next era of crypto. So very great stuff to see there. So HBAR Foundation have basically reposted this and put Scaramucci has entered the chat. So I was like, well, okay, who's Anthony Scaramucci? Because, if this is just some random person, then, does this really matter? So we have here, first and foremost, he's got 1 million followers. So yeah, pretty much a big deal, right? He's not nobody here. And it says entrepreneur, at Skybridge, then host, open book, and at Rest Politics US. Okay, so I was like, okay, that gives me a brief idea, but let me get a bit deeper. So I've done a Google search on him. So Anthony Scaramucci, financier and former White House communications director. I was like, okay, that's definitely interesting. So let's just quickly look here at a quick breakdown of him. So it says, Anthony Scaramucci is an American financier and broadcaster who briefly served as the White House Director of Communications from July 21st to July 31st, 2017. Scaramucci worked at Goldman Sachs' investment banking, equities and private wealth management divisions between 1989 and 1996. So, pretty impressive, right? And, the reason why I'm covering this is because I've said this before, but a lot of people are letting price get to them. And I know I keep saying this, but I feel like this is something that you have to repeat so people understand it. Plus, you always get new people seeing your videos. So when we're in an economic uncertainty right now, which we are, I feel like this is the kind of stuff that can help just give you a bit more of a grounded approach to just what crypto is going to be doing and Hedera in the long term. And so, look, for me, when I hear this, I mean, I already agree with this anyway. This isn't something that I wouldn't have thought of myself. But when you've got people like this saying this, that I hope that this can give you a bit more confidence of what Hedera is going to do long term. Now, look, I'm not saying that this guarantees Hedera's success. It doesn't, just because you've got one random guy. Well, let me not say random. I'll take that back. Apologies. But, you've got one big guy saying, it's impressive what they're doing. It doesn't guarantee success at all. But what I am saying is it's showing you that the people who are of a big notice, right, are worthy of note, they see a future here and they're impressed. So for me, when I say to you guys about price, look, who knows what's going to happen with these whole, tariff situation. And I don't know when this video is going to get released because I do my videos in advance. So maybe everything's all calmed down by now. But let me just say this. Let's just say it doesn't calm down. I would be frustrated if that ends up being the case, because, we're literally in the middle of a bull run. So if this is the Black Swan event that ruins the bull run, I won't be happy about that. But the thing for me is that, as much as I'll be frustrated, the way I just see it at that point is, okay, I don't like this, but long term, when I look at Hedera and what it can do I have concerns that it's never going to go up in value overall long term? No, not at all, right? So I'm not concerned about the future. So as much as I wouldn't like having to wait longer, I'm willing to do it because I do believe in the end we will get the true value out of Hedera. And when you see people like this with this kind of background and they're saying, yeah, this is impressive, that should tell you all you need to know. And then you've got the fact that, as I say, the point that this all came from is that, Hedera are building basically private chains for institutions. That says a lot. That says a whole lot, because that means institutions are wanting to get involved with Hedera. It shows that they're trusting their technology to give them a tryout. It's going to make people want to look at Hedera's technology overall if it's successful. It's definitely a big thing. right? And so if you get all these institutions who like look at this and think it's good, then you're gonna, the institutions that don't need private chains, because long story short, that the reason why they have to create private chains is because some institutions, like financial institutions, for example, they have to follow compliance procedures, right? So, for example, KYC, which is know your customer, AML, which is anti-money laundering, sanctions, which is, not allowing, for example, like terrorists to be able to use certain features of like a financial institution and that kind of stuff. Like, these are all factors that banks have to make sure that they're compliant with, right? Otherwise, they'll get massive fines or could even lose their license, right? And so those need private chains because they need to have those kind of compliance and regulations in place. But not all institutions need private chains. Some will be fine to just be on a public chain. That'll be fine. And so if they see that this is successful, there will be people who will say, hey, well, Hedera sounds like it's got great technology. These institutions are happy with it. So yeah, we'll build on Hedera then, right? Like, it's going to up its brand, its cachet. So I really think at the end of the day, when I look at this, like, to me, what I'm just trying to show you is that people have a lot of confidence in Hedera long term, and that's me included. And so you might be frustrated right now with how things are going with the price, but you gotta understand that this is like the whole market. This isn't HBAR specific. So you've got to understand that, like, this is just, if this is what's going to happen, this is going to be the effect of the whole market. It's not just going to be on HBAR alone. So we just have to see how it pans out. Like, we can't say long term how this is gonna go. It could be that this is all resolved. It could be that, these countries don't want to deal with a big tariff war, so they all start negotiating and they manage to come to some kind of agreement. That's a possibility, and hopefully that's the case, because I'll be honest with you, I don't want to wait for another bull run. Like, I don't want it to be delayed or anything like that. I just want the bull run to be back in effect and, get our opportunity to make our life-changing wealth at this point. But I don't get to control these things. That's what I've been saying from the beginning of my channel. Like, when we was even in the bear market, I was saying, look, we don't get to control when this happens. It happens when it happens, right? So we can kick and scream all we want. It's not going to change anything, So as long as you've got that in your head, then you can understand that, overall, we should be fine. It just might mean that we have to have more patience. I don't like that, but I accept it. I accept it because I've got no other choice but to accept it. There's nothing I can do, right? So I hope you guys are okay, but I thought this is something worth showing you, because this is like the big people, the big players, the big institutions. This is what they think about Hedera. So that should tell you everything you need to know about Hedera's fundamentals. It's looking very positive for Hedera. So, if you ask me where I think HBAR will be in like 5 or 10 years time, I don't know for sure, but I'm very confident it'll be much higher than where it is now. That would be my bet, 100%. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell. Take care.